It is day 3 of my Keep It Simple Stupid project to create a visualization trying to give intuition about the first, second, and third point of view, a la integral theory. Don't know what that is? Google it! Okay. So, this isn't as lame as the 2 days prior, so hey, I'm iterating. So let's take a look. Alright, so now my first person perspective is color coded in this way, so it's not just an empty void. So we can decipher it. Okay, now let me find my okay, so this is the first, alright. So I was thinking that the biggest difference, like the keyword from going to the first and second point of view, is this notion of edges. All right, when you're fully immersed and engaged in a first person perspective, you get that continental now, right? But that sense of holism, which is true, is not necessarily complete. Because check it out, you're so obsessed. I shouldn't say obsessed. When you're immersed, you don't understand. You might not necessarily understand the interactions that are happening at the edges of what you're immersed at. So I demonstrated that by having one block do a little wiggle next to another and frame directly the edges between the two. Okay, so the first and second is about framing the edges and trying to see the details and the edges between subjects or even objects, right? Now, from the third, it's about scale. So you zoom out, right? And then you see these two things, which is like, why would you want to see scale here? Well, when you zoom out, usually you get detail to fulfill what you zoom out to, right? So all this, whoa, what the fuck? Turn it off, right? Go back to the second. It's my transitions uh, from the higher frame of reference. I shouldn't say higher. From the third to the second is a little slower. You go back to the second, and then you go back to the first. So this is pretty cool, right? Except, I mean, like, my rationale of why it's so slow transitioning from the third to the second is perhaps, it takes time for us to prepare ourselves for thinking in different ways. All right? Say, like, you're analytical, you're out here and you're keeping a diary about this sort of phenomenon, all the details, all the interactions you're trying to simplify, right? But then you get invited to a house party and you're trying, to transition down, and get into that social, be aware of the second person. But maybe there's a little bit of a lag, you know? And maybe you collapse into your first person perspective, and the edges that you're not aware of is that your fly's open or that you smell bad. These are all details. And again, that's the big thing, right? It's the thing that I want to kind of give an intuition for. Every field of view, um, in the first, second, and third perspective encapsulates details that are are exclusive to it, or there's a fundamental discernment available to that point of reference. I think I'm getting closer. I think this is pretty good. Now I'll pat myself on the back while playing an outro.